Alright. My name is researcher Rowe Lucian, and today I'm going to be talking about SCP-4296. Item number SCP-4296. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-4296 is to be contained in a chamber located at Site. This chamber is to be kept under guard by 2 members of security personnel. Any additional instructions relating to SCP-4296 will be given by Dr. Henry Woods of the Pataphysics Department. Testing involving SCP-4296 is to take place once a day with the approval of Dr. Description: SCP-4296 is an entity resembling a naked humanoid male, 6 meters in height and red in coloration. The limbs of SCP-4296 are fused directly together with its main body, and for this reason it has remained in fetal position since it was first recovered in. SCP-4296 reacts to no phenomena save for human suffering, which occurs in its immediate vicinity, at which it would noticeably shudder and moan in a high-pitched voice. SCP-4296 appears to prefer physical injury and torture to mental or emotional distress, although it will still respond to it, but will not respond to any human suffering that concludes with the death of the human in question. If SCP-4296 is not provided with at least one example of human suffering per day, it will demanifest from its current physical and metaphysical location, and remanifest at the nearest location where human suffering can be found. SCP-4296 has proven capable of physical, metaphysical, and pataphysical traversal, appearing in physical locations, dreams, and even narrative works such as films and television shows on these occasions. Test Log 4296-1. Testing Parties. Security Officer, D-Class, Stimulus, Security Officer, and D-Class enter the testing chamber. Using a handsaw, Security Officer non-lethally dismembers and beheads D-Class over the course of 3 hours, scattering him throughout the testing chamber. Camera footage indicates D-Class is awake and actively conscious throughout this process. Once D-Class has been thoroughly dismembered, Security Officer rips out his own spinal cord and hangs himself with it from a nearby light fixture. Security Officer remains alive and in the same location as at the time of writing. Results: SCP-4296 shudders and moans. Test Log 4296-2. Testing Parties. Doctor. Stimulus. Doctor enters the testing chamber, wheeling in an industrial meat grinder behind him. Once the meat grinder has been securely fitted in the center of the room, Doctor reluctantly feeds himself into said grinder for approximately 30 minutes, exiting as a pile of miscellaneous, wriggling viscera. Results: SCP-4296 shudders and moans. Test Log 4296-3. Testing Parties. Junior Researcher, Senior Researcher, Senior Researcher, Stimulus. All testing parties enter the chamber and sit in a circle around SCP-4296. Junior Researcher and Senior Researcher, using their bare hands, open up their rib cages and remove their hearts and lungs, placing them on the floor before them. While they are screaming as expected, Senior Researcher attempts to resist removing his own internal organs, but is obviously unable. Once all internal organs have been removed, the testing parties repeatedly smash their heads onto the floor, until they are unable to make any movement bar twitching on the ground. Results: SCP-4296 shudders and moans. Test Log 4296-4. Testing Parties. D-Class. Stimulus. D-Class enters the testing chamber. His head subsequently explodes. Following this, D-Class rolls around on the floor, clawing at his stump. He is still performing this action. Results: SCP-4296 shudders and moans. Test Log 5. Testing Parties. All site personnel, bar doctor, and junior researcher. Stimuli. All testing parties enter the chamber, douse themselves in gasoline, and set themselves alight. Although the epidermis is burnt away, the fire is unable to burn any of the muscle or flesh beneath thoroughly enough to break it down, but still causes excruciating pain. All individuals, bar SCP-4296, remain on fire forever. Results: SCP-4296 shudders and moans. SCP-4296 Research Review. Begin log. I've been told there's nobody left at site.
Yes, that's right. They've all been used up for testing with SCP-4296.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
Yes, a shame. What do we do now? I said, what do we do now?
Oh, now?
Yes.
Well, I suppose we could just get things over with. Then it'll be over, and we can start it again. As I said previously.
That makes sense. The same method as last time, then.
Yes, of course.
Doctor?
Yes, junior researcher?
Do you ever wonder what our names are supposed to be?
No.
Not really.
Doctor draws his service pistol, shooting junior researcher in the throat and himself in the temple. Neither die, and remain twitching and gurgling on the floor until the natural heat death of the universe. SCP-4296 shudders and moans. End log. Alright. That's all I have to say about this subject.